Good. So, Gudeg.
It tastes really, really good.
I don't have time to explain. Get in. Today we're on the streets of Yogyakarta and we're gonna eat a lot of food.
Up until now we've eaten a lot of spicy Indonesian dishes, but I think that's gonna change today because we've heard that food here in Yogyakarta is supposed to be very sweet, even with dishes you wouldn't expect it from.
So we picked a bunch of restaurants that really look good, and yeah, it's gonna be quite a lot. And also just be aware that we've already had breakfast at our hostel.
Don't tell them that.
That really wasn't a smart idea, but it was included and we're not gonna say no to a free breakfast. If we're struggling later on,
You know why.
yeah, we're to blame.
We're starting off our day with an Indonesian snack. Right now we're sitting at a very tiny shop where our lumpia is prepared. Lumpia are spring rolls that are found in Philippines and also in Indonesia. I think they are highly influenced by Chinese food culture. It seems like it's a very popular snack because we are here with a lot of locals. I'm excited. Otherwise, I don't know anything about it.
Okay, that was super quick. They look very nice because they've got a ton of garlic on top, and we heard the garlic dipping sauce, that's the bomb. It's supposed to be really good.
There are just two different kinds of lumpia you can buy here. One is with chicken and vegetables, and one additionally has some eggs. I believe it's quail eggs because they are super small.
It's quite a chunky roll. It's got a lot of weight to it. Garlic, super fresh. It's so crispy.
It tastes really, really good. The wrapper is very thin. It's thin like paper, and that makes it super crispy. There's some vegetable in it. There's some shredded chicken.
It's good. A lot of bean sprouts in here. So that's one of the main ingredients. This dipping sauce is a winner. This just tastes like a really super high quality spring roll. One of those that just feels right. The smaller the chili, the bigger the punch. Quite spicy. We're now walking through the area surrounding the Royal Palace here in Yogyakarta, and it's, I think, a quite touristy area, but the streets we're walking through are more residential and very peaceful and quiet, which is nice.
And right now we're on our way to try some gudeg, and we're not gonna try it anywhere but in the Gudeg street.
Oh yeah.
There's a whole street where about every shop and every stall sells gudeg, and of course that has to be where we try it.
And it's not only the Gudeg street, but it's also, from what we've read, the Gudeg restaurant, because it's one of the oldest, or the oldest here in Yogyakarta. And so we thought, I mean, they probably have the best. We hope, at least.
Google reviews were also quite good.
Yeah, they have so many Google reviews. Pretty impressive. So, Gudeg. It's one of those dishes that we just hadn't really heard about before, but once we arrived in Yogyakarta, it's pretty much the only thing we've heard about. Everyone talks about it, and we're very excited to try it. It's a jackfruit stew, and it's served with rice and a few other things like egg. And the interesting topping for Gudeg is called krecek, and it's made from the inner cow's skin. So first the jackfruit stew. It is a little bit sweet, and also it's got some peanut in it as well. So it reminds me a little bit of a fleshy peanut butter. It's kind of nice though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit peanutty maybe, but what strikes me the most is how smoky it is. It feels like it's been grilled on open fire or something.
True, yeah.
Super smoky.
For me, that adds to the peanut butter thing.
And what Simon didn't tell you is that we also have a little bit of tempeh here on our plates. I think it's also traditionally served with the gudeg. I think that is in a peanutty sauce. Maybe if you mix that with the jackfruit, it gets extra peanutty.
And let's, I think, try the cow skin.
It's supposed to be spicy, right?
It's definitely got the spiciness. It is very wobbly, a little bit even like jam, like orange marmalade, something like that, which is an interesting sensation. It's not too spicy, so I think probably the best thing to do is to just mix everything together. All in all, I think my mouth is very confused.
Is it like a peanut butter jelly?
Like a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
As you may or may not know, I'm a big fan of weird consistencies. So I'll just eat a tiny bit of this. It's not as bad as I had imagined. Oh, but the consistency is weird. I'm gonna mix a little bit into my dish.
Yeah, try the other parts.
Yeah, the egg you get served with the gudeg is super chewy somehow. Maybe it's been pickled or something.
So what's your verdict, all in all?
Honestly, it's a little bit too sweet for my taste. I do get the whole peanut butter jelly comparison. So yeah, it's all very interesting.
Let's leave it at that.
I can't really say I'm a fan, to be completely honest with you.
Oh well, that's okay.
You don't have to like everything.
It's a bit like Frogger here. You have to carefully choose when you want to cross the road. And here we go. You made it.
Yay!
네,
Yeah.
기차 가장.
Pedas? Yeah.
What did we get?
Well, we're unsure. We did a quick Google search and I mean the vendor was so nice to let me push his cart as well. Good. Terima kasih. And we just really wanted to try whatever he sold. We are pretty sure that it's fish dumplings, steamed fish dumplings in a spicy peanutty sauce. The only issue is that we now have this plastic bag full of very hot fish dumplings, but nothing to eat it with.
Looks like you're eating plastic.
Very chewy, very starchy. I get a fish flavor as well. And something crunchy inside. I'm not sure if that's peanut or something else. It's interesting. Don't know if it's my favorite snack, but it was worth it.
Next up, we have an Indonesian version of a Chinese noodle soup. And our trusty Grab driver is taking us there. In 95% of cases, you either have to search for your seatbelt or the buckle. Most of the times, you do find the buckle in the end, but not this time.
This is recommended in here, noodle with soup and fried noodle.
So the place we just arrived at is called Bakmi in Bagito. We're now sitting on the floor here and we just got served our bakmi. Looks really good.
The waiters in here just pranked me when I got in. They also said good morning and I answered good morning, but it's the afternoon. So
Hilarious.
yeah, we all had a laugh.
Such a good prank.
Good times. So bakmi are in general noodles with chicken, and I think there's also always egg involved. Also, what I learned today is that you can get it in a soupy or in a dry version, which is normally a fried version. So we just got both to try it all. And the soupy version isn't that soupy. It's it doesn't have too much broth. It's just slight soup base, but there's more noodles in it than soup. Pasta. The noodles are wheat noodles. Taste like Italian pasta, very salty. The egg has a spongy consistency. But I think I'll have to mix all of this a little bit because we also have some coriander on top and some crispy fried onions. Overall, I think it's just a very good basic dish. The overall taste is quite salty, but the coriander and the crispy fried onions give it a very nice twist.
I think overall the dry version of the bakmi, the mie goreng, is a little bit more exciting. I think it comes from the whole frying process that gives it a little bit more flavor. Also the meat has a little bit more flavor and the egg. But it is a nice and simple basic dish. I think I could also do with some chili sauce on top maybe, but I could pretty much do with chili sauce on every dish. And it's also just a really cool restaurant. I mean, we're sitting here on the ground, there are lots of tables. I think this is a very popular place. We didn't really come at the most popular time of the day. This whole building is very interesting. It's a lot of wood and bamboo.
I think it has a little bit of a pirate vibe, doesn't it?
It could also be a huge tree house that we're sitting in right now. So this is a really good setting to enjoy a late afternoon lunch. Taking a Grab or Gojek is just very convenient, but you do have to spend a lot of time waiting by the side of the street, and it's kind of loud if you haven't noticed that yet. There is also a quite decent public transportation system, I think. Hey. Look at this guy. That's a lot of stuff. Matur nuwun.
Matur nuwun. Ya, monggo.
We are now at a very popular Javanese restaurant here in Yogyakarta, which is called Raminten. I hope they still have some geprek for us, which is a very spicy chicken dish that we would like to try here.
And it was invented here.
It was invented here in Yogyakarta and it has spread all over Indonesia. It's very popular in every place we went so far. So it's 5:30 and there's already a waiting list. He said we'll have to wait for about 30 minutes. There's even a waiting area which looks like an airport gate. Super fun.
Now this place feels like a very touristy place, especially because they have pictures of the food on the menu. But we heard that it is also popular with locals. So we heard that Yogyakarta is the birthplace of Ayam Geprek, which is crispy fried chicken with a very spicy sambal topping, and it's coated in the sambal topping, and it is very spicy. And in the versions we had before, the chicken was always very crispy. It was in a very crispy dough, and here at this restaurant there is no crispy batter on the outside of the chicken. It's still fried, but what we have instead are these crispy flakes that are toppings basically on this chicken. We do also get a spicy sambal, but this is new. This is new to us. So these are called cremes. It's a welcome addition because anything that's crispy, I think, is good. That's a general rule of thumb. First this. The crunch is definitely there. So that's good. And there are also already quite a few spices in this as well. So that's nice. Now I can already see that the chicken is very juicy, and I put a lot of this spicy sambal on top. Looks really good. That is some very nice chicken. Perfectly juicy and soft, and so overall, very good.
We also asked the waitress to recommend a local dish that we should try, and she suggested Sego Bakar, which is, we've looked it up, rice that is I think steamed, then wrapped into a banana leaf and then grilled on a charcoal fire. And as I opened the package, I also noticed that there's some chicken inside, and I think some basil leaves. Looks like basil. I don't think it's basil. I think it's something that has a very citrusy note. Maybe it's verbena? Something like that, but it gives it a really nice taste. And the whole package, including the rice and the chicken, tastes a lot like this citrusy but also slightly spicy mix of herbs and chili, I suppose. It's really nice. We only have one stop left, and as we are already quite full, it will be a local drink, and we're gonna get there with a bit of a different type of transportation. I hope it's gonna be fun. Okay, right now we're walking around Alun Alun Kidul, which is a square where there are lots of street food stalls, and it's a very popular place to hang out for all the locals. Haven't seen any tourists so far, apart from yours truly. And it's a very nice atmosphere. Lots of street food stalls. I see your vehicle.
I don't have time to explain. Get in. This is gonna take ages. We have to take this vehicle all the way around this park. There's no way to shorten our trip, and we're not very fast.
And in case you haven't noticed, it's a bicycle kind of design. So
Yeah.
we have pedals
We
here.
have to do all the work.
It's very strenuous.
It's good for us though. We can burn off all the calories that we've eaten today. And it's also a nice way for some sightseeing.
And it is a way of transportation to get to our next stop.
And a very stylish one at that. We're almost there at the drinks shop. This is really the most inefficient way of getting from A to B.
Not the most fun way. People are waving at you. Okay, shall I get the drinks?
Yeah, quickly. There's a lot of traffic here actually. We're just slightly being a nuisance on the road by just standing here not doing anything.
Oh my god, it's very hot as well. How are we gonna drive with this?
Well, I don't know. I have to drive and you have to drink.
So this is Ronde, and I think we're gonna try this when we arrive at
You
the
think
end
so?
of our round. Yeah,
It's probably still gonna be hot then.
yeah.
We got the drink. Now it's just a matter of getting to our destination, which is where we got this car, and then have a drink. And then that's the day done. It's been quite a long day.
But a fun one.
What a fun one. Okay, this one is also not bad. Say goodbye to our ride.
I think I want to keep it. Ship it home to Germany.
Would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, but now we have one last thing to do.
Try this. So Ronde is actually the name for these little rice flour balls that are in here, and it's glutinous rice flour together with some brown sugar, and yeah,
All in a ginger tea.
all in a sweet ginger tea, I believe.
Okay.
He also put some pieces of bread into it.
Okay, why not? Make it a
Um,
meal.
Yeah.
A meal
But
deal.
It looks like a bit like the Indonesian version of bubble tea. Don't you
Okay.
think? It's sweet but not too sweet, because he asked me whether he should put some sugar in it, and I said no. It's still quite sweet, I think because of the syrup that's in it, but it's still a bit spicy from the ginger, so I like it. Oh, and he also put some peanuts in here. I think the drink is supposed to get the flavors from all the ingredients that are swimming in it.
Not bad?
It actually tastes like emoji, you know? And in the middle, there's a peanut. But it's always nice to try these things.
I'm sweating quite a bit, so this hot drink is perfect right now. But actually, it's pretty good.
It's not too bad.
No.
It's good for your throat as well.
Yeah, I mean, I actually really like it. It's got a good gingery taste, and you don't get that too often. But I think overall, we had such a good day. It was a really good tour, and a just very interesting tour as well, because we tried quite a few things that we haven't really tried before in any sense.
I think it was a really good introduction to Indonesian and especially Javanese cuisine. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and maybe also leave a comment, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye bye.